Hola a todos, ¿cómo están? Yo soy Profe Tyler y bienvenidos a la Esquina Española. Hoy vamos a hablar del dinero, de cuánto cuesta. Today we're going to talk about money and how much things cost. We're continuing on in our vocabulary building of going shopping. Let's get started. So when you go shopping, it's not enough to just know the names of the lugares donde pueden comprar algo, the names of where you can buy something, or the specific things que pueden comprar, the specific things you can buy. You also need to know how to communicate with someone about what you're going to buy and how much it's going to cost. So that's where we're going to pick up today. When you are shopping, you need to know quite a few things in terms of cost. You need to know certain phrases like how much does it cost, and you definitely need to know your numbers. So let's get started. We're going to start off with el dinero, which means money. And we're going to begin with this phrase, cuánto cuesta, or cuánto cuestan. Let's see them spelled out. So breaking these questions down, we know the very first word, cuánto, means how much. So we're asking how much, and then cuesta means does it cost? Cuestan, do they cost? The difference here comes from the verb costar. Both of these words, cuesta and cuestan, come from costar. Which means to cost. Now, you will usually see these conjugated for our singular third person pronouns or our singular third nouns when you're talking about someone or something, or our plural third person pronouns and nouns when you're talking about multiple someones or multiple things. From here you see the AR ending for the singular, a, and the AR ending for the plural, an. What's important to note here is that costar is a stem changing verb. So this O is going to become UE in the present tense. Another thing that's important to note about this verb is that you will usually only hear it or see it in the singular third person and plural third person forms. That's because you're talking about how much something else costs. If you saw the word cuesto or heard the word cuestas or cuestamos, that would literally mean I cost, or you cost, or we all cost. And I don't know about you, but I've never purchased another person, so we're only going to be using the a and the an endings today. Now, the difference, like I said, are singular and plural, so let's illustrate that. If I'm going to buy one item, let's say I'm in una tienda de arte, if I'm in an art store, and I want to buy un pincel, or a paintbrush. If I see the paintbrush I want, I could go to the cashier or I could go to a salesperson and say, ¿Cuánto cuesta el pincel? How much does this one paintbrush cost? If I want to buy a set of paintbrushes or multiple paintbrushes, I can say, Por favor, ¿cuánto cuestan estos pinceles? How much do these paintbrushes cost? So the difference between the two is singular and plural. Now, it's not enough to know how much something costs, or at least how to say how much something costs. We also have to understand our numbers. Find another video where I teach about numbers, or one of the many videos on YouTube where they teach about numbers, and practice them to yourself. Numbers are incredibly important in language because we're always trying to count or quantify things. We're going to skip over that in this video and go straight to el dinero, or the currency and money. So many of you guys have been abroad. Many of you have traveled to a different place where they use money that's different than ours. Many of you who haven't might want to travel abroad and go to a country that uses a different currency. So let's talk about some of those currencies. The first one we're going to do is actually the one here from los Estados Unidos, from the United States, and that is el dólar. just like it sounds, that means dollar. If you go across the pond to Europa and you go to España or Spain, which is the Spanish-speaking country there, they use el euro or the euro. In parts of Latin America, you might hear about el peso. We've heard about it as the currency of Mexico, and we call it the peso, they call it the peso, same name. Now, we're going to finish this video by talking about different ways to spend your money. So one way to spend your money is en crédito. Sounds just like it means. It's on credit. So we can use crédito. And often if we are shopping en crédito, we are using una tarjeta. A tarjeta is a card. So if you're using a credit card, you would have una tarjeta de crédito. Another way to spend your dinero is to spend it en efectivo. Now, when you hear that, what does it sound like to you? To me, it sounds like effective or effectively. And one of the most effective ways we have of spending money is to spend cash. So en efectivo is the Spanish way of communicating the idea of cash. The last idea I want to talk about in this spending money video is to let you guys know about the verb cambiar. Cambiar is a regular AR verb and it means to change. So its noun, cambio, can mean two different types of change. The first one would be the change you get when you spend more money than something cost. So if, for example, something cost you $17 dólares and you paid $20, your cambio would be $3. Cambio can mean change. It can also mean exchange. So if you want to exchange your dólares for euros, you would ask for cambio, or you would look for un puesto de cambio, an exchange kiosk. There you go. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you get to spend a little bit of dinero soon. Ciao!